Oh dang, that was a scary book.
Dang it, I said I wasn't going to make another video. I hope these headphones don't look stupid. Hello and welcome to Minor Thoughts. I'm Don Hackala, and today I'd like to talk to you and give my thoughts on book to movie adaptations. But first, coffee. Today's coffee is brought to you by one of my subscribers. Hi Mongo. This here is Death Wish for when you want 7 cups in just 1 cup. But enough about coffee for now. Let's get on with my thoughts about all these books being made into movies lately. Specifically, 2. Stephen King's Dark Tower and the reimagining of it. Okay, so this is going to be just a quick little video on my thoughts on book adaptations being made into movies. Recently this year I've seen 2, and both by Stephen King. Whew! Maybe this time without so much coffee. But before I get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my good friend BYRON REMPEL. He's an amazing artist, and he's created different art pieces for me. As you can see in the back here, he's done a couple. Right here, the TARDIS, and over right here, you can see the Batcat. He's also done several other art pieces for me, and I'll give all the links in the description down here where you can buy and subscribe to his Patreon page. He's amazing. He does a lot of cat theme things. He's currently working on the infected horde of zombie cats, and they're just amazing. Check him out! And now, on to the book adaptations. Okay, so this is going to be just a quick little video on my thoughts on book adaptations being made into movies. Recently this year I've seen 2, and both by Stephen King. One I enjoyed very much, the other not so much. You can probably all guess which 2 those are. The Dark Tower and It. I anticipated both of these movies because they are epics. They're epic books. Any adaptation made into a movie has to be epic as well. In my opinion, there are 3 things that are most important. Number 1, that holds true for both the book and the movie. Do you fall in love or hate the characters? In The Dark Tower, there are 2 main characters we see, Roland and the Man in Black. Now there are other supporting characters in this book, The Dark Tower, that are really important, and there are several that I fell in love with, along with Roland, Eddie, Susanna, and of course Jake. Now in the movie, it only really featured 3 characters: Roland, Jake, and the Man in Black. The actor that played Roland, when it was first announced, the casting, I didn't see what the issue was. As long as he can do the character, would he fulfill the role of Roland? In my opinion, in this movie, he sort of did. Now there's the other character of the Man in Black, played by Matthew McConaughey. I was supposed to hate this character. I really didn't. I mean, he looked like a pretty boy to me. To me, that movie was... Now in the movie It, the main characters are the kids and Pennywise. Now, in the book, I fell in love with the kids, the backstory that was given for each of the kids. And also in the book, I hated Pennywise. Now in the movie, I love the kids. I love the actors that played the kids, and I fell in love with them. And that's important to an adaptation? Do you love the characters just as much as you did in the book? And of course, I hated Pennywise. Skarsgård was amazing. Loved his performance. Tim Curry will always be first in my mind as Pennywise, but I believe Skarsgård truly played an evil clown that I hated. My second point is, does the adaptation follow the story? In The Dark Tower, it's a series of books. It's a broad, sweeping epic. And what they tried to do is condense it into an hour and a half. And there really wasn't enough of the story, the whole scope of the story, to really understand what was going on. To me, it seemed confusing. The book is The Dark Tower. It didn't feature the Dark Tower as much. Really, to me, the story was about Jake. Now, in the book to movie adaptation of it was about the clown. It was about good overcoming evil. The book is several pages long, over 1,155 to be exact, I believe. I listened to the book. I listened to the book on Audible, and I highly suggest it. It's done by Steven Weber, and he does an amazing job. So the story of it takes place in the town of Derry. Derry is infected by an evil, and that evil is manifest by it, or Pennywise. The adults don't see it, and the kids are the only ones that do, and they come together to battle evil. Now, in the movie, it follows those same concepts. Yes, the time has changed from the 50s to the 80s, but it still sticks closely to the story. And I believe they did an amazing job. So my third and last thought is major events from the book. In The Dark Tower, we have so many different major epic events. Too many to name. I mean, it's a book series, which they tried to condense into one quick hour-and-a-half movie. And in my opinion, they failed. The only thing of memory from The Dark Tower that was also in the book was the battle at the Dixie Pig, which wasn't even close. There are probably other events or set pieces that people might see that were in the books, but they just didn't stand out enough for me to really enjoy this movie. Now, in the movie It, there were major events directly from the book. The opening scene, Georgie being taken by Pennywise. That's how I imagined it. The house on Newbold Street, the leper, the bathroom scene with Beverly. There are probably others, but I can't remember them now. I mean, this movie just blew me away, and that's why I enjoyed it, because it included things you'd recognize from the book. Yes, there were a lot of changes, but they are made in such a way, gave homage to the book. And that's what I believe is a good adaptation. So, again, to summarize, what makes a good adaptation? Number one is the characters. 2 is the story. And 3, events. So next year we'll get to see another book to movie adaptation, not a Stephen King, but a book called Ready Player One. And this is the geek's magnum opus. If you're a geek, you'll love this movie. It's by Ernest Cline, read to you by Will Wheaton if you've listened to the audiobook, and it's got everything geek you could think of, being adapted by none other than Steven Spielberg. So, in it, will we see characters that we know and love from the book? Will it stick to the story? And 3, will it have major events or set pieces directly from the book? There are a lot in there. So, we'll see what Steven Spielberg can do. So, I'm just gonna sit back, relax, enjoy my Death Wish. And maybe you can go out and see one of these movies. Maybe you can give me your thoughts on these movies. I'd appreciate them. No one ever does. Leave me a comment. I'll respond. Until then.
Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. 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 You'll